Peace, Mitchell. Hello, hello, hello. This is going to be your reading. So welcome. Let's get into it. So I want to thank you for choosing to support my business and choosing to work with me and also choosing to, dive into your birth chart as that's an amazing, rabbit hole to jump into as the rabbit hole is all my bad, as the birth chart is all about you and it'll enlighten you on your characteristics, your personality, but just your soul's energetic signature ultimately. You feel what I'm saying? Alright, so let's jump into it. So today we'll be breaking down your sun, your moon, and also your ascendant, which are all an air sign. So with what this means, right? What you have in your sun, your moon, and your ascendant and air signs, it means that your like character, your personality. Like the way that ultimately I like to explain the sun, the moon, and the ascendant is they are the dimensions of the avatar which you chose to portal into this world through. You feel what I'm saying? The sun, it represents your individuality. It represents things you express, the things you choose to identify with, the things you bring the most attention to. But ultimately, the sun signifies that aspect of your life which is most vitalized slash energized, the area in your life where you bring the most attention and focus to, that's the sun. And so you have your sun in Aquarius in the fourth house. So the fourth house is the area in life that deals with the department of the home, of the family, of domestic affairs. You feel me? The fourth house, yeah, that's what it is. Like the fourth house is your home life. You feel me? And so, like with your sun, but also your moon being in the fourth house, it is an indication that you are very much a home body. You know, you're a type of person who invests a lot of energy into the home life, and you feel what I'm saying? And last, like when I reach out to you, it always seems that you are busy. Um, and so with this fourth house energy, even though like you are busy, look at your chart to see if you have any other placements. It's like even though you may be busy doing things outside of the house, odds of you doing those things for the house are high. You feel what I'm saying? Um, but we'll get back into that in a bit. So that's the sun, right? Which signifies your individuality, but also what you are bringing energy to. Then we have the moon, which signifies what you are reacting and responding to. So the sun and the moon. So the sun is electric, meaning it's how you um imprint your will on the world. Meanwhile, the moon is magnetic, and it deals with what you attract, what you draw to yourself. So as I was saying, yeah, the moon is what you attract to yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So like the moon, as I previously said, also deals with your reactions and your responses to the things that come to you. The moon deals with your emotional mind. It's your internal, it's the internal aspect of your reality. So the sun is everything external and how you deal with the external world. The moon is everything internal and how you deal with the internal world. And so you also have your moon in the same house as your sun. So both your sun and your moon are in the fourth house. And so what this means and how this plays out is it makes you a sort of individual, right, who is very much concerned and caring about building a home, like uh, like building a family. You feel what I'm saying? And so with Aquarius being here, it's an indication that you never had a home. You feel me? Well, it's okay. So like, hold on, let me look at your chart before I start speaking. Let me look at certain aspects. Okay, Saturn. But why does it keep doing that? So I don't know why it keeps cutting in and out. Technical difficulties. But yeah, so like with the moon and Aquarius energy, like with you having your moon in Aquarius in the fourth house, so with the moon being in the fourth house, it does indicate that there was some sort of like um connection between you and your mother. You feel me? Because the moon it signifies the mother and the sun signifies the father. And so looking at your chart, it's not like I don't see any energy that would indicate that like your mother was not present in your life. But with the moon being in Aquarius, it's an indication that your mother may not have been as emotionally there as you may have wanted her to be. Like she may not have connected with you at an emotional level. Like she might have been there um on all other different channels, but when it came to emotional, she wasn't there. Or maybe you just never really had a role model, you feel what I'm saying, who was like an emotional role model, rather I should say. Like, and when I say emotional role model, I mean like person who you can look into your reality and see an example of healthy emotional behaviors, if this makes sense. Ultimately, when the moon goes into Aquarius, it's in a sense debilitated, which means that its struggles and doing its job of reacting and responding to its environment correctly. So what that means is, you become a person who doesn't know how to deal with emotions except for suppressing those emotions. You feel what I'm saying? So, like the positive aspect of the moon going into Aquarius, of course, is that these people become highly intellectuals. They're very intelligent, and they can go on to become, like um, for instance, professors out of school if they had a desire to want to go that route. But ultimately, anything that deals with intelligence and intellectual, um, yeah, just intelligence, right, I should say, is in the lane of Aquarius. Um, but ultimately, Aquarius is a sign that it deals with people as well. You feel what I'm saying? It deals with people as well. So what this would mean for you is that it's of your best interest to surround yourself with people. Like you also have your ascendant in Libra, and Libra is a sign of relationships and associationships. You feel what I'm saying? So with these placements, you are best in groups and best in like developing a family rather than being in isolation and being alone. You feel me? Like certain signs do better when they're by themselves than other signs like Aquarius and Gemini. My bad. Aquarius and Libra especially do better when they're in partnerships. And for you with the Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius, and Ascendant in Libra, right? I don't want to sound like a broken record, but yeah, you're best off having people around you and interacting with people and socializing with people and things like that. Like the Aquarius energy, a lot of the times it does tend to find itself isolated and like alone, uh, and yeah, isolated and alone. So, and I don't think that the odds of you, because you also have like some third house energy in your chart. The third house is the house that indicates and deals with the neighborhood, the environment, so doing things in the environment. But the third house also deals with like transportation, public transportation, things like bikes, even things like taxis and things of that nature. And I recall, you telling me how like you drive, I think, right? You drive things for people and so on and so forth. So like that right there is a great, channel for you to I guess, receive the socializations that you need. You feel what I'm saying? So, interestingly enough, right, you also have like your moon conjunct your Venus, and so this makes you um a sort of person who has an ability to care about people. You feel me? In the sense that like you're a genuine person, I guess we will say, when it comes to uh, who the people that you're socializing with, you're more of a type of person who has an ability to feel like your friends' emotions or like sympathize with your friends and feel for your friends. And you're also a type of person who, um, so because it's Aquarius energy, you have an ability to make um, connections with people that you may not need to interact with on a day-to-day basis. You feel me? So it's like um with Aquarius in the fourth house, because Aquarius is a sign that deals with strangers, but um strangers that you need to interact with. You feel me? So this can be like strangers in a work setting, strangers out in public when you're just walking. You feel me? These aren't people that you per se have connections, deep connections with, but they're just acquaintances, I guess, people that you have to network with. Like your the relatives, yes, your long distance relatives, especially, right? They deal with the house of Aquarius. So the house of Aquarius is the 11th house. Um, but Aquarius, exhibits those Aquarian, my bad, those 11th house energies. And thus Aquarius become really good with working with other people and managing people and all of that stuff. You feel me? But ultimately, Aquarius does need a channel and an outlet for its mental activity because Aquarius is a mental sign. You feel me? So it is important for you as an Aquarius to have like educational channels. And I don't mean school or anything like that, but like um make it a habit to consume information, like buy, courses, audiobooks, and surround yourself with information. I feel like that would be of great value as well for this for you as an Aquarius, because Aquarius it operates best when it knows, you feel me, and it has information. Aquarius's thought trend is I know, you feel me, it's all about knowing things. And it in Aquarius, right, its series or its energetic signature is um one of knowledge, you feel me? And what I mean by this, to break it down furthermore, it's like Aquarius is the last air sign, and it's fixed air as well. Fixed air is like air that's put together in one place. You feel what I'm saying? So like systems of information will be fixed information, right? Because it's a system that someone decided on and they made rules for, and so on and so forth. So that is a fixed system. I hope that makes sense. You feel me? Okay. And so yeah, that's why Aquarius would do best in conditions where it has information. Also, like for you, learning how to, well, my bad, let me put it this rather. So Aquarius opposite sign is Leo. Leo and Aquarius, one of the ways that they differ is, of course, Leo may be more concerned with the self. Meanwhile, Aquarius is more concerned with the collective, with the group. You feel what I'm saying? So Aquarius may have a tendency of losing itself in other people. Doing so many things and being caught up in a network that Aquarius find themselves quote unquote not having time to like do them and be an individual and have an identity. Like their individuality and their identity is associated and can get connected to like a network or a job or like a yeah, you feel me? Or like um something outside of that. Ultimately, Aquarius is a sign that's easily influenced by other people and the outside world. And so is Libra as well, you feel me? So it is of value and importance for you to um like learn how to so Aquarius really needs to have people skills, you feel me? They have to take the time to I mean, of course they naturally already do, and because Aquarius naturally is good with people, when you as an Aquarius, take for example courses on relationships and managing people and how to work with people and like networking and marketing, right? If we're to talk about those ends, because Aquarius, they're very good with business as well. You feel what I'm saying? They're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is a business planet, right? And Saturn deals with systemization and things like that. But because Aquarius is like that, it's that energy. When you invest into things that are in alignment with Aquarius, so anything, for instance, that's also alternative, right? So alternative means of income, alternative living, alternative medicine, you feel me? Alternative relationships. Anything alternative is Aquarian because Aquarius also has this rebellious aspect of it that deals with opposing and going against tradition, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of individuality and uniqueness. So Aquarius is right, you need to be an individual and you need to be unique and stand out from the rest. You feel me? And so even when you do that, right, even when you choose to do things differently and you choose to do things uniquely, like like with astrology, ultimately, you feel me, you learn the energies of your birth chart so then you can live more in alignment with yourself, with your soul, you feel me, and more in alignment with your energy ultimately. So when you do things that are in alignment with the Aquarius energy, your life becomes easier and you start to manifest and attract to yourself more fortunate things. You feel me? So when you do things like um become a well knowledge person, right? Because Aquarius, like continue have said, continuously have said, deals with databases and information. So like making yourself a library and making yourself a knowledgeable person, like that is going to contribute to a more fortunate life. You feel me? But Aquarius also deals with philanthropy and assisting and helping others. So Aquarius is um strongest trait and ability is its ability to put itself aside and do something that will profit and benefit someone else. Um, like Aquarius is, they're humanitarians, right, as it's known, and an Aquarius has no problem doing something for someone, to help someone, right, even if for them they will not profit or they will not benefit. And the crazy thing about that is, okay, Aquarius, when it's evolved, it goes under the rulership of Jupiter. And this is evolutionary astrology. And so Aquarius, at its lowest level, is ruled by Saturn. And this is when Aquarius is concerned with the world around it, with its environment, with things like resources, things like money, things like shelter. But what I mean ultimately is Aquarius at this level is very worldly. You feel me? And so they're more tied down by the responsibilities of the world. Aquariuses a lot of the time can also be found in like governmental buildings or like um positions of power, I guess you can say, because like the Aquarius energy, it does, deal with government and things like that. But to segue back to what I was saying, but yeah, at those stages, the Aquarius energy is very worldly and they're very tuned into like safety concerns, and so at this level, the Aquarius energy, especially with the moon in Aquarius, when it's tuned into its lower frequency, Aquarius is very, they can become very anxious and worrisome and also doubtful. You feel me? Um, so it's that's the lowest level, and this is where, Aquarius also needs to go through necessary healings. Being an air sign, Aquarius's afflictions are primarily of a mental nature. You feel what I'm saying? So Aquarius's greatest um possession is its mind, and its ability to develop its mental faculties, meaning its ability to work with the mind and like the faculties of the mind, such as imagination. So developing your imagination, your ability to visualize, perception, right? Perspective. That's another faculty of the mind. Having an ability to see things from many perspectives, reasoning, like the ability to reason and actually think is a mental faculty. Will, your ability to produce will, you feel me? That's another mental faculty. And intuition is another mental faculty. And the last mental faculty is memory. So all of these faculties, imagination, will, reason, intuition, memory, and perception, you feel me? These are all faculties that an Aquarius would tremendously benefit from having, right? Their mental faculty. Okay, but so Aquarius, right? Once it evolves to a certain level and it um integrates the Saturnian energy, and it no longer needs Saturn. It no longer needs to concern itself with safety and being grounded and being systemized and being disciplined and having something in this world. You feel what I'm saying? Once it has grounded itself and is not concerned so much with the world, Aquarius goes under the rulership of Uranus. And this is where the Aquarius energy becomes rebellious to the world. You feel me? And it starts to see through the bullshit, through the illusions, you feel me? And it starts to realize that it's not free. And thus Aquarius, under the rulership of Uranus, desires to want to be free. And it no longer desires to want to fit in. And it becomes a rebel, right? And it wants to be an individual, right? And yeah, it wants to be an individual. Especially when the sun is in Aquarius, it expresses a lot of individuality, but when the sun and the moon is in Aquarius, and these are types of people that um are very individualistic to a point where, because like being independent, it's good to an extent. You feel me? Like, and this is where like because Aquarius they need to be around people. You feel me? Like they would value benefit, but when I say they need to be, I mean like that energy Aquarius period is an energy that deals with groups of people. And so the Aquarius energy flourishes when it's around people. That's what I mean by needing to be. You feel what I'm saying? But like it's an interesting duality because Aquarius, it's a sign, right, that wants to be with people, but at the same time, I feel like Aquarius is the naturally have their own demons that they are fighting themselves. And of course, there are Aquariuses out there that have slayed these demons. That's their job, to slay the demon. And so Aquarius is tuned into the frequency of Saturn, right? And Saturn is also Satan, right? The word Satan comes from the word Saturn. And so the way that this energy plays out with Aquarius is they earlier I was talking about the self image. I don't know if I brought that up. I was talking about the opposition between Aquarius and Leo. Leo is a sign that deals with the identity, right? Seeing yourself as a king, right? The king, because Leo is a lion, right? It's um an authority, or it's a sign of rulership. You feel me? It's a sign of will. You feel me? It's a sign that deals with confidence, self-esteem, and self-image. So Aquarius, it's a sign, right, that deals nothing with self-esteem, self-image. It deals with the group. So what happens with this is Leo's, my bad, Aquarius is, find themselves having a very negative, toxic self-image. My bad. This is not always the case, but the reason why I bring this up is because when the Aquarius energy is involved, it's an energy of the outside world. So Aquarius is very influenced by the people around them. You feel me? And so if the people around, and with Aquarius, it is of this world. So the people around that typically influence Aquarius are of this world as well. And so the programming that Aquarius receives is not a programming where a Leo would receive, because a Leo, right, because of its energy, Leos are going to have experiences in their childhood where they're going to be praised, one way or another, where they're going to be given attention, where they're going to be made to feel valuable and things like that of that nature. But Aquarius may not always get it. And so you see, the thing about the Aquarius energy, right, if we're to go deeper, is that complex because the planets when they go into certain signs they make certain mental complexes. When the sun goes into Aquarius, it can go on to produce superiority complexes, right? Complexes where the individual, because the sun, as we mentioned, deals with the ego. So these superiority complexes are complexes that inflate one's sense of um, importance and value. You feel me? And it's an inflation that I guess you can say is worded, by the terms of like being like narcissistic and X, Y, and Z. Because the sun is debilitated in Aquarius, and what this means is the sun doesn't have doesn't do the greatest job in expressing itself and expressing its ego here. You feel me? So I guess a negative attribute is that the Aquarius energy can be so of themselves and have this superiority complex and have this tendency of like shooting people down. You feel what I'm saying? And feeling like I don't know, like just this superiority energy, feeling of like I'm better. Aquariuses have the tendency of feeling like they're the smartest individual in the room. So negatively, the sun being in Aquarius can play out as that superiority complex energy, if that makes sense. Okay, so to wrap it up, we will be talking about your ascendant, which is in Libra. So your ascendant being in Libra indicates that your chart ruler is the planet Venus, and the planet Venus is also in Aquarius. So you have good concentration of Aquarian energy. And so Venus is conjunct the moon. So with Venus being conjunct the moon, you're an Aquarius, but there are certain Cancerian energies, like your ability to be nurturing and caring for like comfort and security and safety, these things. Like you're the type of person who enjoys to like relax and have a good time, go out and socialize. You feel me? Um, okay, yeah. But with the ascendant in Libra, so the ascendant it deals with one's personal life. You feel me? So it deals with one's personal life, things that are personal to you, the things that um the things that you do or that you are when you're in your element, when you're not in a position where you're in your mind and you're reacting and responding, or you're not in a position where you're like um trying to prove something or trying to do something in the world, but you're more so just chilling and being yourself. Um, and so a good example of the ascending energy is like, let's say for instance, like you're comfortable and you're with a friend, right? And you're comfortable and like there are no boundaries or anything like that, and all is down and you're just completely yourself. You feel me? That's like your first house energy, your ascendant. It's who you are at your rawest essence. So it's your first house being in Libra. Um, in your rawest essence, you are Venetian, right? You are a people person. So the way that this plays out is you may find yourself continuously sacrificing you for another person, even. You feel me? Because the first house is supposed to be personal to you. It's supposed to be that area in space you um where you exist. Like to give to clarify this, like the first house is the personal life, and the fourth house is the family life. The fourth house and the first house, they square each other. And so the way that this plays out is the fourth house, the personal house, the person that you want to be versus the fourth house, the family life. It can play out as like like your family wanting you to be a different type of way, not wanting you to be the way that you are, but wanting you to be the way that they want you to be. You feel what I'm saying? And so these two energies are naturally gonna square each other because like I said earlier, your first house is just who you are. You feel me? It's like you can't control this aspect of you. So when someone tries, like your family tries to control who you are, you feel me? Like you guys, there's a clash in energy. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like you can't really change that, if that makes sense. So like the ascendant is also like how you react. It's not how you're reacting and responding, but it's like it filters, you feel me, how you react and respond. Okay, okay. So like also with the ascendant being in Libra, right? It makes you a person who who is you can be really good with, we already talked about how you can be really good with people, but this is also shown in the Libra energy. But Libra, it's more like relationships. So you're the type of person who yearns and desires to be in relationships with people, you feel me? And it's like the way that this energy can also play out is that like when you're in a relationship, you may completely lose yourself in the other person. Um, you may completely lose yourself in the other person, you feel me? But then also with this Aries energy, you may also want to dominate and control the person you're in a relationship with. Or it may even play out as like you wanting the relationship to be all about you. But it is at the end of the day like losing yourself into the relationship, you feel me? Like not realizing that, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Like not realizing that, you know, you and the individual you're with, there are still separations between the two of you, but more just merging with the other person type energy. You feel me? And so this can be a positive and it can be a negative. Negative is that um because of that you may lose yourself and have to find yourself again. A positive is that you can become a really good friend to someone or really be good in relationships with someone because of that. You feel what I'm saying? But that pretty much concludes the reading, Mitchell. Definitely let me know what you think. And if you're interested and if you would like me to dive deeper into your chart and break down like your whole birth chart, you feel me, do a full reading for you, then I'd be happy to break it down for you and give you some more information and give you some more insight. So we just talked about your sun, your moon, and your ascendant, right? And ultimately there are 10 planets in astrology. And there are all these aspects and all these different things. So we can definitely extract a lot more information from your birth chart. But yes, let me know and I'll be happy to do it for you. All right, peace. Let me know what you thought about the reading as well.